themselves the Guardians of the Galaxy.
What a bunch of a-holes.
Guardians of the Galaxy burst on the scenes August 2014, and much to the surprise of everybody, like literally everybody, Chris Pratt, the people who saw it, the reviewers, everybody, it was a huge success. It grossed over $777 million worldwide. It held top 3 in the box office for like 8 weeks. It was number 3 grossing overall for that entire year. It got Oscar nominations, it got Grammy nominations because it had an amazing soundtrack that, not just a great soundtrack, but like a soundtrack that actually moved the entire story forward. It gave you a feeling overall of what was currently going on in the lives of the entire Guardians of the Galaxy. I felt like its own character, and it's also one of the it's the only soundtrack ever to have hit top on the box office. I'm sorry, not the box office, but top on the billboards for a soundtrack that didn't have any new songs. It was everything that was old. It's the first time that it's ever happened. It was platinum. It was number 1 on the billboards for 11 weeks, and just overall, it was a movie that took everybody by surprise. Because, well, for one, Marvel was their first movie that wasn't obvious. It was out of nowhere. When Guardians was announced, everybody was very shocked because it wasn't a very big comic ever, and everybody thought that this was their first obvious failure. But instead, it's probably one of their biggest successes, and it's a lot of people's favorite Marvel movie overall. And you don't have to be a fan of Marvel to even like the movie as a whole. It's just great, just in general. It's like a space opera with like space truckers, and there's all types of like great aliens and characters, and there's amazing relationships, and just fun overall. The entire cast will be returning. Chris Pratt as Peter Quill / Star-Lord. You're going to get Dave Bautista as Drax, Zoe Saldana as Gamora. You're going to get Bradley Cooper as Rocket, and I believe Vin Diesel is still going to be Groot, even though the voice sounds really weird. So I'm not sure how that's going, but he's currently billed as Groot still. So that's really cool. And then you're going to get a few other characters still. You're going to get Yondu, played by Michael Rooker, who's basically Merle in space from The Walking Dead.
What's the matter, Darlene? Over that person climb. You're worthless ass. Kick off them damn high heels and climb.
But first you're going to tell me what this orb is and why everybody cares so damn much about it. And then you're going to tell me who out there might want to buy it.
Which is fine, it is what it is. They completely altered Yondu's character from the comics to fit Michael Rooker, which I would rather them just gotten an actor who could have just played that character as opposed to just having Michael Rooker play, but it's fine. I mean, like, he fits the world, so it's cool. Besides him, you're going to get Karen Gilliam, who played Nebula, who was Gamora's sister, who was one of my favorite characters from the first one. So that's really fun. I like bringing back old bad guys because there's a sense of familiarity, and that's always an overall good thing. But joining them, there will be a couple of key new cast people. Elizabeth Debicki, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. She will be playing Kismet, or her, or Aisha. She is this cosmic power level threat in the galaxy. She can fly extremely fast. She's strong. She can move energy and stuff. I'm not sure if she's going to be a friend or foe in this. She's mainly friend in the comics. She kind of does like her own thing. She has a lot of subplots with Adam Warlock, who will probably never get into any of the movies, but never say never. I mean, like, that would be really cool to have him, like, maybe like in the New Guardians or something. Next to her, you're going to get Simon Williams / Wonder Man, who's kind of a goofy character. He started off as an actor, and he was this failed businessman who got in trouble for embezzling. He ended up fighting the Avengers after he was kind of joined by Baron Zemo, where he first got his gadgets, his powers from. Since then, he joined up with the Avengers, and there's some weird subplots where actually his brainwaves were used to make Vision and stuff like that, which is not going to be in the movies at all, but it's just like a little fun thing, to just know. But since then, he got into a bad accident in space, and now he has these ionic powers, so he's a lot more powerful of a character, and it's more spacebound. A lot of people don't know, most of the really powerful characters are in space with Marvel. There's a lot of, strong guys on Earth, with Hulk and Thor, but the really big hitters are in space because they can all fight each other out there, and there's not, cataclysmic, problems for like the Earth overall. So Wonder Man kind of hangs out like in those areas and stuff. He would be played by Nathan Fillion, which I'm extremely excited about. For years, I thought that he should have been cast as Hal Jordan for a new Green Lantern movie. So I think DC kind of made a mistake here not taking him in and letting him do that role. But Marvel gets a really good actor here. And he's kind of joining back up with James Gunn, because both of them work together on Slither, along with Michael Rooker, which is probably why, I would imagine that's why Rooker's probably in this in the first place, because him and James Gunn know each other, and a lot of directors like to use the exact same actors over and over again. So that's a lot of fun. And then the new big bad guy is going to be Ego, the living planet, and that's not like me just paraphrasing. He's a legit cosmic powered planet of just mass. That he's hyper intelligent. His strength, his powers are like immeasurable. I'm not sure how he's going to be used on screen in general, because it can be kind of silly, because they haven't used Galactus, how he looks in comics, because having a 100-foot purple guy running around eating planets is as dumb as it sounds. Even though it's really cool in the comics, I don't know how you could make it look on screen, but obviously turning him into like a big gaseous form obviously doesn't work either. So, but Ego is going to be played by Kurt Russell, which I don't know how that's going to work. Kurt Russell has a lot of charm. I don't know how he's going to work as a big planet, but he's one of my favorite actors, so that's really cool. I'm excited about that too. So maybe he'll be like in the form of a person, because he has cosmic level power, so he can just like transfer his essence in places. I don't know how they're going to do it. Maybe he'll be like a program on the planet. Going on to that, what is the new story and plot going to be? They've kind of been, really tight-lipped, and nobody's really spilling the beans yet. I've watched the movie a couple times since then. I actually watched it today because I love the movie. And where we left off, the Guardians had just killed off Ronan, who is probably the one bland spot in the entire movie. But where did that leave them? Their records have been expunged. You find out that Chris Pratt's character, Peter Quill, is part alien. And not just that, but he's part this ancient alien DNA that they don't know what it is. There are some rumors that Ego is going to be his father, which I think it's cool to have Kurt Russell as Chris Pratt's father. When I first heard Kurt Russell's name, I was like, oh, that'd be cool to have him as his dad, because they're kind of like the same actors, except one's a lot older, but like that's probably the same trajectory where Chris Pratt's going to go, where it's like he's not this amazing actor, but he's a really fun, cool, charming actor, and where guys and girls both just enjoy his work. But I could see that happening to him in his entire career as it progresses. But I don't think Kurt Russell is going to be his dad in this. There is one actor who has not yet been billed, and that is Sylvester Stallone. Rocky himself is going to be in this movie as well. We don't know yet what he's going to be, though, because I think they're purposely not letting anybody know. I would not be surprised if he turns out to be his dad, and it'd be kind of cool to get Sylvester Stallone in the Marvel universe. But like most parents in these movies, he'll probably end up dying at some point, because Marvel doesn't allow you to have parents, because you can't have a really edgy background and a lot of angst unless your dad or your uncle got shot in an alleyway. So from there, what are the 3 things that I am currently looking forward in the new Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Coming in at number 3, the new soundtrack. As I previously talked about, the first soundtrack was a lot of fun. I loved all the music. It enveloped you in the overall theme of the movie, which was, and to me, was family and people searching for their next home. So I'm excited for the new soundtrack. I'm hoping that its new themes, help us understand the overall plot and story like the first one did. Coming in at number 2, Baby Groot. I'm so excited when we first got the little trailer of Groot. He looked super cute and also super dangerous. Which is fun, because at first I thought, he's going to be small, he's not going to be able to do anything, but they show that he's still going to be a little badass. Now he's just going to be really cute when he does things. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm sure he'll be getting into all types of crazy things and be on it like I Am Groot, nonstop. So that's something really fun to look forward to. Coming in at number 1, who is Peter Quill's dad? I alluded to it earlier. Could it be Kurt Russell? Could it be Sylvester Stallone? Is there somebody else that hasn't even been, tossed in yet? Who knows? But this is a really big plot point. And in the comics, we know what's going on, and I think if they follow that same path, the third Guardians, if they do a third Guardians, that could be a really cool arc in his story if they follow that. So everybody who doesn't know, don't go and Google it or anything. You should just keep enjoying these movies as they come along and enjoy the story. I'd like to thank everybody for listening to me ramble. Next week's episode is going to be all about Spider-Man Homecoming. Really excited to talk about that. For what it's worth, this was a Geek in Thought. Stay tuned.